Okay, if you're really observant, you might have caught a bug or an error that I made in the last tutorial. And what it is the enemy doesn't disappear and the splash doesn't appear, just the spaceship does. And there was an issue, and if you look, when I select the enemy and I look in the code, I actually dragged the projectile splash into the wrong slot. So in prefabs, I should have dragged this here. For now, I could just set this one back to none. And now, and there was, you could see there was an error that was popping up, and I didn't catch that when I made the last video. Now the both objects will disappear, the spaceship and the enemy, and we're going to fix that in a second. Okay. And so what we're going to do now is we're just going to make that enemy move, and for now we're not going to make the spaceship get destroyed. So let's just see how we can alter that code. So on enemy, you can open up its code file, its script, and this is the line right here that destroys the player, the spaceship. I'm just going to comment that out for now. And this is the code that destroys the object, and it'll destroy an object anytime it collides. It's not within this little paragraph here that says if it hits the player. It's outside of it, just inside of a collision. So anytime it collides with anything, that enemy is going to blow up. Okay, let's just get it to move across the screen. Okay, so let's just borrow from the projectile script this right here. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. I can go copy, and it's in the update function. So let's go into enemy script and update. I'm going to paste it. And one thing you'll notice right away, you need to put minus instead of plus. So its x is going to get minus. It's going to go to the left by its speed. Now, I think that's going to be too fast, honestly. So I'm going to change this. Now, there's a few things. I could demonstrate something. If I change this right now here, I'm going to cut it in half, so it goes 0.05. And if I update it in this script file, since I've already created this before, let's see what happens when I select the enemy. I have a feeling it's not going to, in this slot, update my speed. Do you see that? It's still the speed that I had set before. This is a kind of a useful tool at times. You could set that to private, and then you could just change it in the code file, and it'll always change. But right here, you might need to change it. And it just depends. If you wanted a bunch of the same looking enemy on there, but you want them to have different speeds, you can change it in here, and that's advantageous. So let's see what this does. Let's see what happens when we push play. There it goes. And that's even pretty fast, actually. Okay, so we could slow that down quite a bit. Let's just take a look and see what happens if we put it at 0.01. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for now. Obviously, I think I'm going to speed that up eventually. But now, if you take a look while it's playing, I could zoom way out, and that object's going to go forever. Now, at first, you might think, oh, who cares? But as you get more objects on screen and more and more and more enemies, your computer will lag if you have too many objects on screen. So we're going to destroy that thing. You can take a look at its x coordinate right here. And let's see if I could set it back real quick. Ooh, that's a fun trick. I've hit 0. So let's just get a good notice this distance here when it gets off screen far enough. And we'll say about -15. Let's just pick that number, -15. So what I'm going to do is go back into this code file. Okay, I'm going to go back into enemy script. And I'm going to say if we got to get its transform. This is how you get its x-axis. So we're going to say transform dot, I'm misspelling that, transform dot position dot x is less than -15, and we put F for float. Then we are going to destroy this object. We're going to say destroy game object. Okay, let's see if that happens. So if transform dot position, I'm checking my spelling. I should just copy this right here. Copy this entire thing right here. Oh, when it highlights and it highlights that, it means they're identical. That's good. So Control S. Okay, and let's take a look here. And let's see if I could dodge that enemy. Okay. Oh my gosh. Slow my clicking down. I just clicked it on and off while I was waiting. Okay, so let me get out of the way. Probably could have sped that up. And when it gets to negative, let's get its coordinates up here. It's 8, 7, 6, 12, 13, and it disappeared. Great. Okay, good. So, yeah, Unity's great. It just destroyed the object. It's gone. I think it's cleared it from its memory so your computer won't lag, and that's a good thing. Okay, so next tutorial we'll add the damage for your player when you run into the enemy. Okay, so go ahead and have fun scripting that, and have fun.